Yo, thank you for stopping by the Floating Dojo. Today we're going to be doing some classic constructed gameplay for Katsu the Wanderer. We have Road to Nationals coming up very soon. So I wanted to showcase a hero that I may be bringing down for my Road to Nationals personally. I have always loved Katsu. I think now's a good time and a good dark horse kind of pick. I have some gameplay here for you into a Cindra and a Gravy, both meta heroes. Cindra less so than Gravy at the moment. But we get to do some really cool stuff, and the deck operates super well, so I'm super stoked to get this gameplay out for you guys. I will be doing a deck tech on this deck in probably about a week. It is the holidays, so I'm a little busy just with Christmas and everything going on with that right now. But we are going to try and get that deck tech out for you in the next week or so. And when that does come out, I will link it below in the description. But for now, we're going to get some gameplay in, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys so much again for following the Floating Dojo, for subscribing and sharing. We're getting close to that 100 subscriber mark. And I ran a poll, and it seems that everyone's really stoked about a possible Silver Age deck giveaway for hitting 100 subscribers. So once we hit that 100, I will be doing a video that will be with that giveaway, where I will be building a Silver Age deck, random Silver Age deck from my personal collection, and I will be sending that out to one lucky subscriber. So keep your eyes peeled, and if you're not subscribing yet, make sure you do. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know if you enjoy the gameplay and deck techs I've been doing, and I will see you guys in the gameplay. We are running some classic constructed Katsu versus Gravy Bones. I'm hoping to take this Katsu to my Road to Nationals. Been loving the way it goes and the way it's been playing. So let's dive into some matches. Leading off with a Fearless. I think this is just any card to swing. We have a CNC, which is nice. We could just throw that at them. But we could also block for 6 here and then maybe try and draw a blue so that we can go surging into Tempest off of a Kodachi. That's a tough choice. We also could block with the Tempest and the Fluster. I think that's better because that gives me more of an option if I just need to draw a blue. And I like having one Tempest in the graveyard early. I think that's better. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll just do that. We'll just swing a CNC. They can just block 3, I guess, with this, and then 1 card from hand. So, I mean, like, we're really not taking much tempo here, but pulling 2 cards from hand is pretty good, I guess. I love seeing them on balance because the odds that I draw 2 cards is, like, basically 0. It just doesn't happen. Because everything I do is banish mostly, so it's, like, not going to really... we already made a gold, so this hook trigger doesn't matter. We could still block it though, just because like that's 1 less gold I get, right? I kind of think we hold off on trying to kill them here, because what we can do is we can spinning wheel kick so they can't trigger anything into them. And then if they trigger Chum, we can go spinning for 5 into Chum into a Kodachi for 6 to kill him. So I kind of like that play. Because if I don't have to kill him, I'm not going to worry about him. Doesn't bother. Does 4 damage, it's like whatever. That's fine though. I usually just ignore their allies unless something like really weird happens. But I'm just gonna go face again, another 5, put him to 31, and then Kodachi to 30 probably. See if we get some blocks from them. Like I said, I mean them not using Chum to me is like just a win for us. Because if they don't have one, they don't have one, and I would rather just deal damage to them and use him if I have to trigger something. Because, I mean, I can just swing at Chum and, like, draw off Whelming, or I can trigger Katsu off of something, off of Surging. Off of blue, I can Kodachi surging and kill him. I'm like, that's sick to me. So, go 5 over the top. Close the chain. Pass and go. And this is a nasty turn. They do have a Conqueror, which sucks. But man, if they have anything other than Conqueror here, I'm really, really happy. But I can't block with this hand, unfortunately. I'm just gonna have to block the 1, and they'll just have to take it. And then they'll chum here, yeah. Which is fine. That's alright. We will see if they want to... we can Dishonor and Gravy is like a game, so we can threaten that for sure here. Especially if they chum this and force us to go at him. They have not. So the question is... Because Dishonor does state it has to be a hero. So, go to him first. If they chum after, then we can go Descendant. Possibly even Breaking Scales it, just to make it 6 to kill him so we can go Bonds into his face right after. It's kind of sick. Okay, he's got Blood in the Water. That's fine. He didn't do the thing, which is cool. So it's such a gamble. You know, is he going to... I low-key am gonna... This is so greedy. But I just don't want to not be able to trigger what I need to trigger here. Because I need to be able to mask here and not run the risk of him messing with it. Because this is a have to block from him, which is good. And we're just gonna choose. Actually, I mean, we could. Yeah, we could do this, and hopefully he just lets us hit. We're just gonna go for everything now, because this is just. Yeah, this is just a gross. I don't even need to pop Reese Riders. That was an act. Don't know why I hit that. Because we can just go Tempest into the second Bonds. Actually, we still will for pure damage out, but... who needs equipment? You know what I mean? Not me. Not me. We're going to go Tempest. And do another Bonds. Into the Dishonor. And just rip them up. Damage is but a number. Do a fluster, end it. Yeah. I'm okay blowing up everything I have right now to take tempo. Because he's going to have to block the Dishonor. Which means he's going to have to let some other stuff through if he wants to have a turn. If he doesn't have a turn, that's fine with me. I will happily... just do a bunch of damage. And we're going to get quick dodges here, which is dope. And then we'll come in for 4 here on the Dishonor, so he's going to have to block. Yeah, so he just gets no turn and has no one up, which I'm cool with. Yeah. And he'll Dead Threads, which is fine. I mean, you get 2 over the top again. I think I'm totally content blowing everything up just to do that. We'll see if it pans out. I'm pretty happy with it though. Let's see. We have this Ancestral here, so I think we're gonna Surging. And then if they just let it hit, we'll so this is where the balance can be curious, because if we pull, I'm just going to do it now. That's actually better. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to draw another card. I'd rather just disrupt. Because I think that's just better. If we try and throw whelming and they let it hit and we draw another card, then they just get to trigger balance, which gives them tempo in a way. They get card advantage again. So I think swinging CNC here is good. I think it's good. They don't have anything set up. They have no one on the field. They're trying to get cards to block with, I'm guessing, because they have so many allies in hand, which I am happy to see. Nice. Yeah. I'm cool with that turn for sure. They're just going to hard cast Sawbones, which is crazy. Let's see. How many Surging, Whelmings, and Mugenjis? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And no Lords of Wind. So I'm going to go Descendant into here. I probably should have Kodachi'd first, but that's okay. We'll use the floating resources. If I Kodachi, I just Sawbones, right? Sawboneses. I think we definitely then go Retrace. Probably into Gravy, because why would we not? And we're going to pick Whelming Gust Wave. And see if they let us hit or not. I do believe they're going to. Oh, they're going to Sawbones here. That's fine with me. Sawbones costs 1 to swing. So we can just Mugenji for 5 at their face and probably... They've also used it up, so I have a floater resource to just swing at him after, I guess, which is fine. But if we can Mugenji right at his face and he lets it hit, then we can do the whole Lord of Wind thing, which is pretty sick. Which, is he going to let us? He's going to let us. Holy. We don't need to Katsu. There's nothing to Katsu. But boy, will I do this. We said I had what? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only need 2 of them, or else I'm going to Arsenal 1, which is pretty bad. And then we're going to Lord of Wind. Picking 4. Straight to face. For another 6. Pretty good. Just puts him down to 9. I'm happy with it. Over 3. I'm just going to pass. At this point, we are just ignoring almost everything on the board, and we're just going to start going face unless it becomes necessary to try and kill something. This hand naturally is just really good. I don't really care what they swing at me unless they're presenting lethal, which I don't think they're going to. I'm just gonna eat it and just go face. There's just no point. They do have 2 Sawbones, which is a little annoying, but we're gonna go 1 because we can go 1, 5, 5, 4, 4, which is just it's so much damage, and I am happy to do so. Let's take 1 surging because they're gonna assume I need to hit to trigger Katsu. So as long as they keep forcing the block out, and eventually they're gonna get through. Oh, nice. Good cover up. I'll just go right at him. These will prevent a good amount of damage until I clear them, but I don't really want to waste this much firepower at them. It's not worth it. Mostly because I can probably almost kill them this turn. I'm just going to pull another 0 for 4. I think I still have a Fluster available. 1 Fluster in here. Yeah, which is I have a 3rd in the deck, so that's cool. I mean, this pretty much puts them to 1 if they don't block, and they're going to have to block. Right? Yeah. And then this is just 4 damage to the face. Which is cool. And then their turn, they do a whole lot of nothing, which is awesome. We're going to go try and force them to use up the Sawbones early so that I can like ping them with Descendant. But I'm just going to keep going face here. The Kodachi game is pretty good. This costs 1, that costs 1. So yeah, I can double Kodachi here, which is cool. And then we can go 3, 4, 4. Pretty good as well. Okay, so there's 1 Sawbones used up, which means I can... Do I have any bonds left? 2. I don't have any bonds. I do have retraces left, but it's kind of like pointless. We're going to tap this into... Just doesn't matter which one of them. Because that way... It dies. Actually, I could... I don't have a Fluster Fist left, which I can't do that cool trick. We could pull out a more damaging card, maybe. I don't think we have any Tempests left to get rid of this Gust Wave with. How many bonds? We could get rid of that, and we could pull out like a red Descendant, which would then in fact come in for 5, which would be better. So I'll say yes. We'll do that, and we'll pull out another. Or we could name it Surging and then do this to try and draw a card. Because we haven't drawn a card this turn, right? No, I don't think so. I think this one's just better, so we'll do that. Yeah. Into you, and we'll name it Surging Strike. This matchup now is just like him trying to stay alive while I slowly deal enough damage in with Kodachis that Sawbones becomes pointless. And he's getting pretty close to that health point. That's fine. I don't really care what they flip over in my graveyard at this point. A yellow Descendant is chill. 1 gets over, and now he has to decide to give me 2 cards or 1 in the Dead Threads. Or he has the 3rd D-React, which is fine. At this point, we're really just trying to Kodachi him. I mean, Kodachi game is just like way better than anything else. And I don't really care about taking damage. I mean, I'm going to take damage. It's not the end of the world. The question is what he plays on top of this here. And I'm curious what he grabs. We do have the Whelming available, which is nice. So we could do some cool stuff. Oh, he's a Conqueror. Nice. Well, I don't have anything arsenaled, so I don't really care. I'll take 9 damage. That's fine. I don't think he has anything 0 cost in here. Rigor costs 1. I mean, swing Rigor for 6 here. Or he's gonna draw a card. That seems risky, right? He draws a red here. Yeah, that was probably. I feel like unless did he not put a blue card in the graveyard? Oh, that could be the case. Yeah, makes sense. I want to really force him to Sawbones here. Because if I can Surging straight at him and then Whelming into Mugenshi natural line, that's just worth more damage. I think that hopefully will get us over the top. We'll see. But 5, I could Whelming into Sawbones if he taps him, which would be... Oh, he's trying to Sink Belows too? Gross. Well, I'm just going to do it at him then. And hopefully he just can't block it. I mean, that's really the only other option I have here. Another Sunken Treasure, that's fine. Probably just flips over another yellow card I have. Tempest, yeah, makes sense. I think we just move Genshi into him, and hopefully he just doesn't have 2 blocking cards. That's about all we can do here, and I think that's just the best play. If he has an ally, we're just good. I love when they run balance because I just don't give them the value. Do you have another Sink? Oh, he has another Sink. But oh, and then the Prevention. Yep, makes sense. Man, tough nut to crack this guy is, huh? Just gonna Gravy. Hopefully, he could probably try and get a blue in there. He did. Which will allow him to pull out Rigor. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to take it. We can't really block at this point. We just need to deal damage. So, what we can do here is we're definitely going to... We don't care really about Katsuing. We're just going for damage, and we're going to try and get him to Sawbones early. Surging Descendant into Gust Wave is 4/4/4, which should be enough to get over. Granted, he doesn't just like have another Sink. He might, because he's played, what, 2 Sinks, and he's played all 3 Blood in the Water, so he's only got 1. Oh, oh, that's the end of the chain, though, so if we can just keep the chain alive, we're good. Fiddler's Green does not matter to me if the chain is still open. So we just need to right at you, Gravy. And this should be enough. Pray. It is. Nice. That was a super duper close game. Really loved how that played out. We had that really nice combo turn. Threatening that Dishonor early was, I think, crucial to give us that huge life lead, because they had a couple turns where they were able to just like really block and threaten some damage. But I mean, we threatened 109, and they only got 5 prevention out of the 2 Sawbones, which is pretty good still. But threatening 109 is nice in 9 turns. We had a pretty consistent output, 17, 19, 10, 12, 13, 23. Yeah, the deck really performed super well, and I'm really happy with how that game went. And with Gravy being a pretty meta hero right now, I think that was overall just a solid match. So, yeah, thanks for watching. All right, we're going to run some classic constructed here. I'm running this Katsu deck that I have been really enjoying. And we're going into a Cindra here, so it's going to give us some pretty good practice, considering this is probably a pretty decently heavy meta deck, still even with the bans. So, we'll take that first kunai. Looks like they pitched a blue. Which tells me they're probably running a more blue line deck. We'll take another one, that's fine. I don't mind taking 1 or 2 damage in this matchup. Then we'll flick on this, flick flack here. Okay. The lava burst for 5. We'll just block it with that because we have a 5 block. So pretty efficient. And we get to keep a surging and a bond. So hopefully we draw a blue and a gust wave, right? Right? Fingers crossed. I got 3 in over the top at us here, which is fine. Us getting to go second is pretty great. So, wow. I called it, didn't I? Let's leave that resource floating for the time being. So the only thing we have here is a bonds that we could theoretically bonds out. Not sure if we're going to want to do that right away, but let's see what they do. They're going to give us 4, which is cool, because then we can do this. And they're going to give us 2 cards, probably, or they're just going to let it hit. Make sure we're holding all of our priorities so we can control windows here. So we'll pop the whelming first, and then we'll decide on everything else after. So we'll draw. Ooh. This is a pretty nice hand. I think what we can do here is we don't even need to Katsu this away. Because we have the bonds. We could, and like Mugenchi's kind of pointless this early in the game. We could just go for a big output turn here. I don't think we need to Katsu. This Tempest is actually really good because we can pair it with the bonds. And we're not going to need to do... no, we can just... This is just a natty line that's just insane, to be honest. Because we can just bonds out. We'll just double bonds on turn 1, which is fine. Because we have the Tempest Palm. I think he's just going to give us as much damage as we present here. I don't think he's going to do anything with anything here. So I'm going to Kodachi 1 here in the middle just to get that resource used up, so we don't lose it. We don't need to Breeze Riders. We could pull out a Dishonor, but it's not going to be active, so it kind of feels pointless. Whereas we could just do this for 4 and then choose no target and just have a raw output. Had we be running Salt right now, we'd be looking a lot better, but that's okay. This is a really nice hand to draw here. We're going to try and deny this mask draw as much as we can, but if we take a little damage, I'm not too worried about it. This is really just a race matchup. And there's no point in blocking on Chain Links 1 and 2 here, so. I played Cindra for quite a while, so this deck makes a lot of sense. Love seeing that now. That's awesome. That's one less block I need to worry about. But I've been on Katsu forever. My first hero that I started playing 2 years ago. They're throwing all their reacts now. I'm guessing they need the resource. And they know they need the resource, so they're just going to do it now, which is fine. Yeah. I don't really think I care too much about this hitting, because I already have a card in hand. So the question is, like, I'm just going to block 2 here. They could give it go again with the Flight Scaler, that's fine. Which they might, depending on what they draw here. But blocking 4 makes no sense if I'm going to block 4, then blocking 2 is fine. I might as well hold the card for resources or something else next turn that I might need, but more. And yeah, look, they didn't even get to go in. So they really just IP themselves, so I'm not upset about that at all. We're going to go Surging here. We'll see if they try and block. So this is a turn that I'm definitely thinking that not doing this to guarantee that we can Katsu something, because if we draw a card that we can't Katsu, we're kind of screwed. But we are going to Katsu this into... Oh yeah, we don't have any bonds left, so we have to pull Retrace, and then we will mask the Dishonor. Threatening Dishonor here, I think, is about as good as it gets. We have to use the Retrace because we are out of bonds in our deck, which is a little unfortunate, but either way, that's fine. They're going to just have to block at the end of this chain unless they want to... Name this Bonds of Ancestry. Unless they want to not be able to Cindra, and not being able to buy your daggers back is pretty much just losing. So they're going to have to eat a lot of damage to guarantee they can still play. And then this should give us enough tempo that we can arsenal this, and then probably just have a really good next turn, and hopefully just win out from there. As long as we don't draw like a crazy dud hand, which we'll see. But dealing that much damage, like 12, 15 damage, and then having them have to block 2 cards feels so good. We got some good go again here. We're going to let that hit. He obviously still has a Flick Knives, so like... that's fine, we'll let that hit too. We're going to draw a card off that anyway, so we'll see what they draw, and then we can play from there. Blocking that Chain Link through Flick Knives, I just look really awkward, because then I'm going to have to try and overblock for mass, so it's just better to not even block. And just see what they draw off of this. Okay, yeah, we can block this really well, because we have the spinning, so we have a 4, we have a blue for the 1, 2, 6, and then we can pitch one of these, or we could just swing one of these. If it hits, we could either just pull another 0 for 4 out instead of a 3, and just block 2 here, maybe, so they don't get the mass draw. That's probably better. Yeah, I don't have to worry about any weird stuff. Them trying to get extra cards to attack with. I mean, 2 blocks to 2 block here. They can flick the dagger if they want, but they're not going to be able to draw off masks. So I'm happy with that. And they're going to Cindra both cards back, or daggers back. And then it's our turn, which, yeah. We could lead with this. Let's not lead right away. Let's just go 1 here. I thought maybe they could give us Blood Splatter or something. Who knows? We never know. We'll go 1 here. They'll probably give us Blood Splatter and a card, if I had to guess. I try and hold a 3-card hand to threaten us with. Or they'll give us their whole equipment suite. We do have Breaking Skills here, so we could Breaking Skills this, and I highly doubt they have a D-React. So yeah, we're gonna Katsu this Whelming into another Spinning Wheel Kick. We will not destroy Breeze Riders because we don't need to do that. Because this comes in for 5, and then this will come in for 4. So this is going to be 9. So they're going to have to block with a card from hand or go to 1, basically. And I think I'm okay putting that card... Or I think I'm okay losing Breaking Skills there, because you really want to make it... Holding onto this till the end game, if you just don't draw the combo card, like it doesn't really do much for you. You really want to make sure that when you draw, when you have an opportunity to pop it, that it's going to give you more value, even if they're not going to like die. I think it's worth it. So we got them at 1. We have Kodachi, so this is a guaranteed 2 cards, and then so, I mean, really, we just need to block effectively here. Oh, they just forfeit. So. Thank you guys, as always, for hanging out and watching those games. Hope you enjoyed them. The Gravy matchup especially was super fun. And I've just really been loving Katsu again. I've been playing him for years. I hope he never hits Living Legend. And let me know who you're bringing to Road to Nationals. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know what everyone's planning on bringing. I'm super excited for this next season with Compendium coming out. I think it's going to be a huge shift after Road to Nationals. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Happy holidays, and I will see you around.